chain, no limitations to abide.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the FA Cup final watch along here on the channel. We're on Twitch, we're on X, we're on YouTube. I think we're on TikTok. I've just messaged my girlfriend to check whether that's gone live or not. If not, I'll sort it out on the next one. But how are we all doing? How are we all doing today? I'm very excited. I will post on TikTok just to tell people if it's not live on TikTok, then I will just ask them and let them know. But yes, I am super excited about this. We did the preview for it. Make sure you go and check out that video. Yeah, it worked, mate. Is that just clarify for me, Jamie? Is that TikTok? Is that TikTok that's working on TikTok? Brilliant. We're live on 4 platforms at once, which is just mental. Brilliant. I don't know why it's not coming up on my feed, but there we go. But yes, I am super excited about this. I think that this FA Cup final is going to be interesting. I think it's one of those. I think if you'd told me about 5 years ago that this was the FA Cup final, you'd have said City all the way. City all the way that have battered them. Today, I think it's a very unpredictable final. I think Palace could do it. I think City could do it. City need a trophy out of an average season. Crystal Palace need their first major trophy at the 3rd time of asking in this competition. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, we're going to be live throughout this stream. We're going to be previewing this right up to kick-off. We did the full preview video. Go and check it out on YouTube, on the channel. If you're watching on TikTok, X, Twitch, make sure you put it out on. Make sure you have a look at it all over YouTube. And for those of you watching on TikTok, Twitch, X, you can send your comments, your questions. It's a multi-stream chat, so it means that any comments from Twitch, X, YouTube, TikTok, any questions will all go through the chat, through this chat. By the way, guys, is my microphone all right? Is my headset all right? Is it coming through okay? Is it laggy? Is it echoey? Be honest. If it needs fixing, we'll fix it for kickoff. If it's okay, we're all good. By the way, how do you like the new scoreboard? How do you like the new scoreboard? I love this scoreboard design. I think it's brilliant. I think it's going to be perfect for the vlogs next season. I think it's going to be perfect for the watch-alongs next season as well. We're going to be posting so much watch-alongs next season on all 4 platforms. It's going to be mental. Because, if you didn't know already, I can now earn money from TikTok, which is fantastic. Hopefully one day we'll be earning money through Twitch as well. Um, we're already on the road to earning money again through YouTube. We're hopefully going to earn money through Instagram at some point. So we've got the avenues. We've got the avenues. We're going to start making money from this thing, and we're going to make this full-time career dream come true, step by step. So hopefully you guys are subscribing, following, doing all that good stuff. If you're watching on other platforms, go and subscribe to my other platforms. We want as many followers across as many platforms as possible. We're approaching some big milestones already on the channel, on YouTube specifically as well. Nearly 100,000 views in total already on the newest channel. Not even posted 150 videos on that channel, and we're about to approach 100k views, which is just mental. We are getting some great deals off the mark behind the scenes as well. So we've got some big things coming up. We've got some huge projects coming up, and I want every single one of you to be a part of it. But yeah, what do you think of the new scoreboard? I think it looks really good. It's very like TNT Sports style, ITV-ish. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. This will be the scoreboard for the watch-alongs, or scoreboard style, so I say, for the watch-alongs, for the vlogs next season, from any games we cover in future seasons. If you are watching on other platforms, make sure you share this out to everyone. I want everyone to share these streams to everyone on every platform. So yeah, all the support would be very appreciated. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be really good. But yes, I cannot wait. Send this to my chats. Let's get some more people in. We're approaching 4k followers on X as well, which is just mental. What's the like target on there? We are under 50,000 away. Under 50,000 away from 500,000 likes on X. That is unbelievable. So yeah, please show your support. Really does mean a lot. The more followers, the better. My girlfriend's messaged me saying it's working on TikTok as well, which is fantastic. So yeah, I am really excited about this. I think it's gonna be brilliant. So big weekend, big weekend. We've already had some big games today. Dundee United, I think, won against Aberdeen, which means they go into European football qualification stage, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, they do, by a goal difference of 4. Interesting. Um, you've got 2 draws as well between Celtic and St Mirren, Hibernian Rangers, etc. What happens in Germany? So Dortmund's winning, Freiburg's losing. They were about to get Champions League for the first time, and they're about to bottle it by 2 points to Dortmund. Oh, dearie me. Leipzig are out of Europe altogether. Mainz are in that spot as well. France kick off tonight, so the French teams kick off tonight, and it's like a 3-horse race for Champions League football between Nice, Lille, Strasbourg. Lyon's in the mix as well on goal difference. So there's some big matches coming up. Obviously, tomorrow's a big one, with it being the last game at Goodison Park for Everton Football Club. It won't be demolished, but um, it'll just be a stadium for women's football, just on its own. Um, So yes, that's obviously really sad news for the men's game. But obviously, it's good to see that the stadium won't be demolished. It's good to see that the women's team will be, you know, still using it at least. And I'd rather these classic stadiums be used rather than demolished. Um, so that's obviously a fantastic piece of news there. Um, so yeah, so like I said, I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a good final. Um, we are going to go through teams in just a moment. I'm just kind of checking all this out. Like I said, everyone on TikTok that's watching this right now, please, please, please do make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe to all the platforms, etc. We are going to go through the teams. I'm going to start off with Palace. So Dean Henderson in goal. Back three of Richards, Lacroix, and captain Mark Guay. We've got Tyreek Mitchell on one wing back and Daniel Munoz on the other. A midfield partnership of Wharton and Kamada. And then you've got Ibarrechi Eze, Ismail Assar, behind Jean-Philippe Mateta. So a very familiar attacking front line. Very, very clear there. Let's go into City starting 11 then. So starting off with Ortega in goal. Back four, Nico O'Reilly playing in the back four. Gavardiol, Diaz, and Akanji at right back. You've got De Bruyne, who's captaining the side, and David Silva. Of course, this is potentially De Bruyne's. I mean, this is, in fact, there's no potential at all. This is De Bruyne's last chance to win a trophy at Man City. Marmouche in the attacking midfield role, Doku, Savinho either side, and Erling Haaland up front. In terms of the benches, for Crystal Palace, you've got Matt Turner, Nathaniel Klein, Ben Chilwell, Jefferson Lerma, Joel Ward in his last chance to win a trophy for Palace, Justin Devaney, he's someone I like the look of, he's a good young player, Will Hughes, Eddie Nketiah, Esmain Eze, and then for City, you've got Edison, Kuzanov, who could be the first Uzbekistan player to win a trophy on English soil, Nunez, Reese, Echeverri, Gundogan, Gonzalez, Jack Grealish, and Phil Foden. So again, I think it's very interesting, and I do like the look of this. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, how's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? If you are watching, by the way, make sure you do share this stream around. I'd like as many people in as possible, please. That would be ideal. So yeah, so I'm going to post this out on Facebook and Blue Sky as well, just to add to the viewership. Let's get some more people in, and we'll do that via um, via this. So we'll share it on the old FB, the old FB, and then we'll also share it to Blue Sky as well. And we'll do it like that. So I'm going to share the stream out to all four platforms, and then we'll have the perfect stream. So I'll share that. Hello to JB United. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. think we'll post something on TikTok main platform just to confirm it. So yeah, as many questions and as many comments as possible while we're on stream, please. The more the merrier. We had a fantastic TikTok stream earlier. Fantastic stream earlier. And then finally we'll post to Blue Sky. Blue Sky. So if you're watching on all platforms, all links should be on them. All links should be there. We've posted to so many platforms. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a successful one tonight. People wondering what my prediction is. I'm kind of sticking with the Palace 2-1 win. I think it's probably going to be a Palace 2-1 win today. I think they'll just scrape it for me. Obviously, this is a bit of a journey for Palace, isn't it? They've kind of come through the administration years and years ago, going back to the Prem, the years under Hodgson. Um, Not final related, but thoughts on Ando. Anderson. I'll be honest with you. I kind of expected it, but at the same time, it's a bit disappointing. But if the reason was that he wanted more regular game time elsewhere, and he felt like he could get more regular game time in the League Two side rather than the League One side, can't fault him. Can't fault him. And to be fair, if you think about it, if Bobby Faulkner doesn't re-sign as well, that's Anderson, Olowu, Faulkner left, potentially Faulkner. So 2 or 3 out the door. You got McGrath still there. Wood's retired, so you've only got McGrath there in terms of senior centre backs. McGrath's the only one left. You've obviously got Will Flint who can play there as well as in defensive midfield. You've got Owen Bailey that can play in defence as well, but my preferred position for Bailey is the midfield. Mind you, he is a centre back, so either way, would any position will do. As Joseph sang with his amazing technical Dreamco, any position will do. Pause, but yeah, for me personally, I think at least 2 centre backs in the summer, maybe 3. Two that will start straight away, and I'd like to see a third succession plan signing, if you will. So a 19, 20-year-old centre back who could start long term, as well as a couple of experienced ones, or a couple more experienced ones. So that's the way I would kind of plan it if I was Grant McCann, but I'm not Grant McCann, so it's not my choice. But yeah, that's just how I would do it personally. But yeah, as I was saying, Palace have come through a lot with their administration, back to the Premier League, the Ray Hodgson years, that terrible time under Frank de Boer in the first 6-7 games of that season. Yeah, there's been some bad times. There's been some really bad times, but they've come through it, and they're here now. They're here, ready for hopefully a potential trophy. It's their first major trophy in 120 years, by the way. So yeah, so this is a massive day for Crystal Palace. For Manchester City, they've got to go out all guns blazing with this one. They've got to go out going for it, because City could salvage an FA Cup out of what's been, I think, Pep Guardiola's lowest finish as a manager in about a decade, pretty much over a decade. It's his lowest finish as a manager league-wise at the minute. So again, it's a huge one for Guardiola as well. I mean, this is a huge game overall, I think. So I agree with what Michael Richards said earlier. I think that the hype, the lack of hype around this game has been absolutely disgusting. Um, like I even as a kid, I knew the FA Cup was the highlight of your week. Um, you'd have a week to build it up, and then you'd have um, you know, the official um, you know, for me personally, I think that the build up should have been much better than this. It's it's disgusting. It's disgusting how much lack of build up this finals had. Um, should have had way more than this. But we are getting ready for kickoff in about 10 minutes. We spoke about the lineups. We spoke about everything. Kind of just waiting for kickoff now. So make sure you send me all of your questions, please. I'd like to see more questions. Let's have some more questions, comments, questions. It could be anything. It could be about football in general. Any football questions? Um, any ideas for any clubs that you want me to experience next season? Any ideas about content to produce over the summer? We've got some big content ideas in the works. Both me and my YouTube boss, if you will, um, have been planning some brilliant content over the summer. We've got rebuild videos. We've got some preseason stuff. We're gonna have next season to come. We also have a brand new camera on the way for the next season as well. And the first time we'll use the new camcorder will be the Eves Trust game on the 31st. So I cannot wait to use that new camcorder. Really can't wait. I won't tell you what kind of camcorder it is yet. I won't tell you what it is. I'll reveal that when it arrives. Should be, I think it's potentially Friday or by Friday. So by Friday, you should know what kind of camcorder I've got for the new season and your thoughts on it as well. Um, and I think the good thing with this camcorder, it will connect with the Wi-Fi. So potentially it means I can do my live streams using that camcorder. If not, I can just keep using this like normal. Um, so yeah, I can't wait to show you guys the new camcorder for next season. Um, I'm really excited about that. Like I said, we've got loads of ideas in the works. We've got loads of video ideas, content ideas. We've still got a couple of big shorts to edit for this weekend. So it's going to be a mad few months on the channel. It's going to be a mad few months heading into next season. We've also got the Club World Cup coming up in July as well. So again, there's massive things to come out of that. And like I said, I'm just really excited. I'm really, really excited um, to produce it all and to help produce it all along with my YouTube manager. So yeah, really, really excited. Can't wait for what's going to be a thrilling, thrilling pre-season over this summer. But of course, the focus today is Crystal Palace v Man City. Like I said, I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a cracking game. Um, both teams will want it. Both teams want a trophy by the end of this season. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new around here as well. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a really good one. Hello to everyone who is new to the channel today. Make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. The more the better. Make sure you follow on Twitch as well. Let's try and get the followers up there as well. But yeah, I'm buzzing for this one. Absolutely buzzing. It's a shame I couldn't get down to Wembley myself, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get down to Wembley in person for an FA Cup final. And we'll do a video on that. But yeah, like I said, really excited about this, and it should be a good final. So that's pretty good indeed. We might be at a game on Tuesday, but that's all dependent on if I get this final yes or no from someone. I won't tell you what it is yet, just in case nothing comes of it. But it is quite an important game. I'll put it that way. So it might be a game on Tuesday night, but again, that all depends. Got some full times coming in from Germany. Dortmund won. Freiburg are about to lose. So it means that Dortmund's going to claim Champions League football and Freiburg's going to be in the Europa League. They're just having the national anthem being played with a ginormous band. It's a brilliant, brilliant band from the looks of it anyway. I've got the sound turned off. So yeah, good patriotic introduction. Nice party atmosphere at Wembley is what you like to see. City fans not really in the mood. I mean, Palace fans look like they're in the mood, and City just don't look like they're in the mood. Oh dear, dearie, dearie me. But there we go. Palace fans are proper up for it, and bloody City just sat there like, nah, it's another cup final. We've been there before. I love the fact they've used Doc Brown because obviously he's a boyhood Palace fan for this final as well, and of course they got the Gallagher. Um, yeah, good to see Doc Brown involved in the build up for this. Um, Proper Londoner. So yeah, loving every second of that. Make sure you get your comments and questions in throughout the game. Make sure you subscribe if you are new around here. Make sure you do subscribe if you are new around here. Make sure you get following as well. We are almost at kickoff now. It is literally just a couple of minutes away. Make sure you send in your questions if you haven't already as well. The more questions, the better, please. I'll be looking forward to that. There'll be plenty more streams like this, by the way. There'll be plenty more watch-alongs next season. Um, so yeah, we plan to do a lot more watch-alongs next season. Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League, um, and plenty more where that came from. If you're watching on TikTok, you can now send your subscriptions. You can now send your gifts. So please send some gifts over. It would really mean a lot if you did. Um, so yeah, looking forward to this one. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I think the opening of the FA Cup this year, in terms of the opening ceremony before the teams come out, I think is a lot better than last year. I think the opening ceremony overall has been better than the previous few years. I think the build up towards this game should have been a hell of a lot better. I think with social media, with PR, with everything like that, I think they could have done more collaborations with London-based content creators, influencers, Manchester-based content creators and influencers, City fans, Palace fans, fun games. There's so much you could still pack in a week, and I think they could have done that. But I think because there's Premier League games last night, there are Premier League games tomorrow. There isn't any today, as far as I'm aware. No, there's no Premier League games today, but there's some tomorrow. Obviously, with being last day at Goodison Park, and there was some last night. Of course, Villa won, Chelsea won. Who lost? Spurs and United. Surprise, surprise. But I think the build-up could have been a hell of a lot better. If they look at the way games can be built up, and if they look at the way they can be hyped up and use the PR to hype these games up throughout a whole week of build-up, I honestly do feel that there would have been a lot more hype around this. I think if they had a special documentary about Palace reaching the 1990 final, documentary about the 2016 final, City's rise under Guardiola, play that documentary, um, interviews with players, interviews with the fans, fun and games with the fans all over social media, not just from the FA Cup social media team, but from the BBC social media team, everyone involved with social media at BBC, FA Cup, ITV, Sky Sports, anyone covering this cup final. I think there could have been a hell of a lot more build up. And it's quite sad because you've got a Man City team who's having an average season by their standards, could still pick up a trophy and give Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton, or Fulham, whoever finishes in 8th place, a chance to be in Europe next season. Or you've got the other side of it, Palace, who could go into Europe for the first time in their history and win their first major trophy in 120 years, and at the same time taking two London clubs away from European spots and taking their rivals Brighton away from Europe. Like, there's so much at stake with Europe, with the trophy itself, with the final, with the history surrounding it, with the amount of finals they've won and lost. There's so much around both these two teams in the final. I think the build-up has been shambolic, and I think there should have been a way more build-up for this game than there has been, because this opening ceremony was fantastic. The two teams coming out in this final are brilliant, and they deserve their right to be there. I think the build-up should have been a hell of a lot longer over a long stretch of time, and get back to making FA Cup weekends feel like a full week of build-up. Give people the opportunity to have a full week to think about this FA Cup final, build it up, hype it up as each day goes closer and the calendar gets crossed off every single day. Rant over. Higher Heritage, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're doing well. We're ready for this FA Cup final. Like I say, hopefully the build-up for it will be better next year. But we can only hope and pray. There is one thing with the FA Cup next season here on the channel, and that is, fingers crossed, if financially we're good and we have certain things that we do right, we could try, I think the plan is to hopefully try and make it out to at least one game in every single round of the FA Cup next season. But that also includes the qualifying rounds, the extra preliminary round, the main first preliminary round, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and then into the first round proper. That's the hope next season, that we can do every single round, including preliminaries, for the FA Cup next season to properly give it the hype and the build-up overall. Just showing the lineups. Like I said, there's quality in each team. There's quality in every team. And I think it's going to be a good final. Come on, guys. If you're watching this on any platform, let's share the stream. Share it to as many people as possible. Let's get as many people here as possible. If you're watching on TikTok, share it. If you're watching on Twitch, share it. X, share it. YouTube, share it. Let's get as many people in here as possible, please. The more the better, as they say. Like Shrek says, better out than in. I say the more people, the better. That's what I always say. Love out like that, me. Love it. So Palace team's just been on display. City's team's going to come out at some point on the lineup. So just doing, I think it's national anthem here. Obviously, I haven't got the sound on, so I can't hear it. But God save our gracious King. I love that. I love that. The two half diamonds in the colours of City and Palace. That is brilliant. And again, this is another example of why I think the build-up should have been a lot better than this. The opening ceremony itself has been absolutely fantastic. It's got the football heritage back. So yeah, as Lee Gunner would say, football heritage. Tactics. And if one of these sides gets battered today, if I speak, I'm in big trouble. But we're gonna have some fun on this stream. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna watch along. We're gonna react as any football fan would react, and we're gonna have some fun. So yeah, looking forward to this. Like I said, a lot of people are live for this FA Cup final. Saeed's live. Hussam's live. I think Lee Gunner might be live for this one. I swear Northside might be live. Could be wrong. Plenty of other channels will be live as well. I'm pretty sure the club, that podcast, the club, will probably end up being live as well. Because you'd suspect the club would be live for this one because Boovie is a Man City fan. And Rory's a Chelsea fan. And I know Adam's United, but you'd suspect that with one of those three being in the final, you'd suspect they'd be live for this one. So yeah. So we're approaching kickoff. Make sure you keep leaving your questions and comments in the chat while we're live. Hope you like the new scoreboard, by the way. For any new viewers who haven't said anything yet, hope you like the new scoreboard just up there. Can I place a bet on there being over 10 likes on this stream? We don't really bet on this channel, but it'd be nice if we got more than 10. Let's be perfectly honest. Share the stream out to as many people, guys. We'll get more than 10. I think we're nearly halfway there already. So, Iberechi Eze, what a player he's been this season. What a player he's been this season for Crystal Palace. Love a little gamble. Brilliant. See, look at that atmosphere from Palace, man. The flags, the red and blue flags, and the atmosphere, absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. So Man City's kicking from right to left, Palace left to right. I've got plenty of scorelines, possible scorelines, ready to switch in and out. Do I think there's more than 3 goals in this game? Probably not, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think the maximum any team will score today is 3, unless it's a real drubbing. But if there's more than 3 goals, I'll obviously get them straight in and edited and change them over, etc. But I don't think it'll be more than 3 goals today in terms of each team scoring more than 3 goals. I don't think each team will score more than 3 goals today. I think it's one of them where 3 goals per team is a maximum, if I'm being perfectly honest. So referee's waiting to kick off. And we've kicked off the FA Cup final. Crystal Palace versus Manchester City. One looking for a trophy out of an average season by their standards, and one is looking for their first major trophy in 120 years and qualification to Europe. Guy Mowbray and Alan Shearer on the commentary for BBC is what we like to see. 2 iconic people in their respective fields. Of course, Alan Shearer, iconic striker for Newcastle United and Premier League title winners Blackburn Rovers. Guy Mowbray, one of the goats of the commentary industry. One of the goats, Guy Mowbray. He's up there for me with the likes of John Motson, who, he will always be in my heart. Rest in peace, John Motson. I think John Motson would be disgusted with the lack of build-up in the FA Cup final this year. He loves the build-up of the FA. He usually loves the build-up of the FA Cup. So he'll have been just as disgusted as I was. City looking to progress, foul there, and kick the ball away. Free kick. Free kick for City. Sorry. Couple of crunches early on. Will it be Kevin De Bruyne lifting his last trophy for Man City, or will it be Mark Guehi lifting Palace's first major trophy in 120 years? And I think it's his first trophy as well, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, let's get some more viewers in here. Make sure you keep sharing the stream, guys. Share it to as many people as possible. And make sure you send your questions in the chat as well. Don't matter which platform you're watching on, it'll all come up on this multi-stream chat where all questions from all platforms are welcome. And we will do more streams, so the streams will get better and better as time goes on. City playing it around here. I think that's Gavardiol on the ball. Out wide here. Savinho. Savinho's an absolute baller on his day. He's brilliant. I watched highlights of him at Girona. He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. Working it round. I think it's Gavardiol. Back inside. I think Palace are pressing occasionally when needed. They're not going gung ho against this team because they know that City's got a real threat. City have been susceptible at the back this season a lot more. So Palace can trigger the press on the counter. I think on the counter and in transition is where this match is going to be won today. City can go gung ho when they need to. Palace can trigger the press more aggressively when they need to. I think today it's going to be a case of who wins the transitional battle, who wins on the counter in terms of clinicalness, in terms of the effectiveness of the counter attacks. Like here, for example, again, that's a clear example of what Palace can't do. Just stuttered, stammered. City pressed well at times, and City won the ball back through the throat. It's all about the counter game. It's all about the transition game and who executes that the best. That's where this game is won and lost for me, in my opinion. Right, Doku. Looking for a ball on the outside. Savinho. He's took him on. That's good defending, though, by Palace. Those on Twitch, ignore that link. Doku. And now it's into De Bruyne. Fell there. Palace free kick. Definitely a bit of smoke. That must be the after effects of the fireworks. Big up to everyone who's just arrived. Make sure you do subscribe if you are new around here. Make sure you send your comments and questions in. Obviously, I'll read all of them, as I always will. I'll always read them. You guys who were watching the TikTok live earlier this afternoon will know that I read every single comment. I'll go back and read every single comment. You can test me if you want. I could get bloody 200, 300, 3,000 people in here now, and I'll go through every single comment if I need to. Oh, chance. Oh, dear. Good save by Anderson. Haaland there. Could have put themselves 1-0 up. Good play in there. Good ball in by De Bruyne. Fantastic save by Henderson. Brilliant save by Dean Henderson. Obviously, he's a former Man United player, so he'll want to get a grudge on the Manchester rivals in this on behalf of Crystal Palace. So this is a big match for Hendo. So it's a corner for City. It's going to be Kevin De Bruyne taking the corner. Obviously, I can't show the game because of copyright issues, but I can give you a play-by-play if need be. Headed away by Palace. They're going to put it back in the box, though. Good defending, though, I think, by Tyreek Mitchell. And it's away by City. I need to make sure that my... Oh, bloody hell. One of the apps is way in front by about half the distance. Oh, is that a corner? Yeah, it's a corner. Definitely a corner. I said I'd look at investing in a timer for the next game, but I didn't get around to sorting it out because I've had way too much to do. I've had so much to do today. So it's a corner for City. Ball in. It's cleared away. So City on the ball now. Is ITV quicker in terms of their coverage of it? I'm wondering if ITVX has got quicker coverage of it. Because I swear BBC's like 5 minutes behind on the app. It's ridiculous. I swear I think BBC's like 5 minutes behind. I'm wondering what speed ITV's at. I do wonder what speed it's at. Let's put it on live TV on ITV and see what speed it's at. Yeah, that's better. So it's only 30 seconds behind the app now, which is nice. Excuse me. Ball over from City, and that's out of play. But yeah, hope you're all well. Glasner's already animatic. Palace already booming up the atmosphere. Right, Palace out from the back. They're going to go long. Yep. Good ball up there. Good control there by Mateta. Kamada. Mateta. Down this right hand side. Ball in. And it's 1-0. It's 1-0 Palace. Iber Chiese. Fantastic start from Crystal Palace. Brilliant ball in from good play from Mateta, and then over to the far flank. Really good play between Munoz, Mateta, and then Eze getting on the end of it for the finish. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. De Bruyne straight away though, mentality machine. Get the players' heads back on track. Eze's just like, okay. He knows exactly what he's done. Brilliant 1-2 there between Mateta and Kamada. Out wide to Munoz. And then Munoz, great ball in. And Eze's just there with the perfect finish. Absolutely brilliant from Palace. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Good work there from Palace. And they are in front in this FA Cup final. Bit shaky at the back though from City. I think the marking could have been a bit better. I'd love it if Palace win the FA Cup. And I'm not just saying that because my dad's a United fan. I'm not just saying that because, we played him in the FA Cup and we could say, oh, we lost to the winners, etc. Just for me personally, I'd like to see a different name on the trophy. I'd like to see someone else in that Community Shield at the start of next season. My prediction's on. My prediction is on. So it's 1-0. 1-0 to the Palace. So what is City's response? What is the response of Manchester City? Good ball through there. Mamouche is there. Out wide back to Jeremy Doku. Doku looking to try and take him on. Edge at box. Good ball inside. Nico O'Reilly. Mamouche, and it's deflected well by Crystal Palace. Good play there. And Gavardiol picks it up. Again, City just doing the same thing they did before the goal as well. Just playing it comfortably, waiting for the opportunities. Palace intercepts, and they can be dangerous on the counter. And this is where I think it was going to win. And this is where I think the game would be won or lost today. I think it would be on the counter. I think it would be in transition or on the counter attack where the winner wins the cup from that game. Here's Eze. Through, and it comes out to Eze again on the second attempt. Good collection there by Munoz. Oh, inside! Oh, Jesus. Ortega almost dropped it into the path of a oncoming Palace man. That could have and maybe should have been 2-0 if someone were there. I'll be honest with you. That's not a foul. Yeah. Oh, come on, Savinho. I know you're quite a smart footballer, but you're not going to get a foul for that. Look at this again. Munoz, bowling again. It was Sarr this time. And it was a second attempt to collect it from Stefan Ortega. "20 minutes in, I think Palace have been the better team so far. I think Palace have been way the better team so far. Wharton. And it's back in City's possession. Again, I think Palace have been the better team. I think they've looked a bit more threatening than City. I think they've offered a lot more than City at the minute, this early on. Leipzig won't be in Europe for the first time since 2017. Wow. And both Sesko and Simmons are expected to leave as well. So that'd be interesting. Hang on. For British Dinner, here we go. 5 minutes into the. Wow. Frimpong to Liverpool. 5 minutes into the bloody final. Jesus. I mean, you could have saved that maybe, but I guess you have to be first to the punch and transfer. Frimpong to Liverpool. So that's the Trent replacement. Doku. Gavardiol. De Bruyne. Diaz. Gavardiol. Diaz. Out wide Savinho. Back out to Savinho again from Manuel Akanji. Good interception there from Eberechi Eze. Look at the ball. Look at the ball control, man. Sometimes when you see Eberechi Eze move on the ball, it's so fluent, it's so free flowing, it's so out there. It's just Eze's a fun player to watch sometimes. Eze's a really fun player to watch sometimes. When you see him on the ball, he's just a fun player to watch. Really fun. We are nearly at 2.7k followers on TikTok. So any more follows would be greatly appreciated. If you are watching on TikTok, then please do make sure you send. Oh, there we go. Hey, finally, I've got the comment section on TikTok. My apologies for those whose messages I haven't replied to. I do apologise. I really do apologise. Um, which ground are you most looking forward to visiting next year? Probably Luton. Probably Luton. It's probably one of the most vintage football grounds. Um, Hello to Katie. Hello, JB. I do follow non-league football, Josh. Absolutely. Hi, Oksana. Hello. Um, Hi to Kai. You Reds. Your skate work. Best year ever could have been Donny. How we doing, Lewis? Big up yourselves. Um, so yeah, like the message says down below there, guys, on TikTok. Make sure you do subscribe to my community. Subscribe to the Chal Army. Um, very easy to do. Send your gifts as well. If you want to send a gift, send it in. Good goalkeeping there from Henderson. If you are watching on TikTok, make sure you keep sending in your questions. I'd love some more. So I do apologise, TikTok. For some reason the TikTok chat wasn't coming up on the multi-stream chat. I'll probably just have to set that up ready for the next one so it like comes in, etc. So yeah, so I do apologise about that, but we're there now, and I'll be looking at your comments throughout all this. So yeah, if you're watching on TikTok, I have finally seen the chat, and I can finally see the comments. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. Big up yourselves. Let's get some more people on TikTok. Hope you like the setup on the TikTok live, by the way, as well. It's sort of similar to the obviously YouTube, Twitch, X, etc. But we're now live streaming on 4 different platforms, which is just unreal. Um, so yeah, big up yourselves. Make sure you keep sharing the stream out as well, guys. Share the stream out as much as possible across every single platform. Um, Not just TikTok, but X, YouTube, Twitch, the whole lot. Let's get plenty more people in here across every single platform. So City's on the ball. It's Doku. Doku speeding through. Good ball. Marmouche. Haaland just overstretched. Couldn't get the contact. City have regained it back though. Good play there. Here's Doku. Slice it through. That's not a free kick. And you know what? I fully back the referee on that one. Fully back the referee on that one. Look at that. It was a good idea by Doku, don't get me wrong. There was not enough contact from me for it to be a free kick. Absolutely no chance. No chance. Big up to everyone else who's new that's joined the stream on YouTube, X, TikTok, and Twitch. 4 platforms. 4. I'll need to change the thumbnail once we finish as well, so I can add TikTok to the badges. Palace still trying to put the pressure on. Akanji against Mitchell, and Mitchell almost won. He's got some help. and it will be a Palace throw. Make sure we're all sharing this out to as many people as possible, please, ladies and gentlemen. The more, the better. You see that chat box at the side of you? Let's get that lighting up with questions. If you're watching this on TikTok, X, Twitch, YouTube, let's send in some questions, send some chats in. Make sure you send your gifts on TikTok as well. Let's start earning some dosh on TikTok. Good shot there by Walton, cleared away by De Bruyne. Let's start earning some Wonga on TikTok. And make sure you keep spamming the hearts on TikTok as well. Keep spamming those hearts. We're on 2.3k. Can we get to 5k by half time? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. City on the ball here through Gvardiol. Here's Diaz. Savinho to De Bruyne. Back to Savinho and Akanji. Diaz to Gvardiol. It's out wide to Doku. Doku up to Akanji. Those on TikTok, how do you like the new scoreboard? How do you like the new scoreboard? I think is that a corner? Is that a corner for City? No, it's a goal kick. That's got to be a goal kick. There's the goal again for Palace. Brilliant cross by Munoz and a good finish by Eze. And that Palace fan can't believe it. And Gallagher's just shaking his head. I bet Gallagher's just sitting there like, wake me up when September ends. Right, City out from the back through Gvardiol. Diaz. De Bruyne. Diaz. Akanji. Diaz. Ball over the top. Oh, Palace got ahead of him. It's Doku. Doku on the wide front, taking him on. Good trickery. Palace almost read it like a book. Can they get it away? Into the hands of Henderson. Perfect work there by Hendo. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you send your gifts. Make sure you share the stream with as many people as possible. Keep spamming the hearts. We're at 3k. Let's get to 10k by half time. Please send your gifts, TikTok. Please send your gifts. It'd be greatly appreciated if you send the gift. It's at the bottom of your screen if you didn't know. Out from the back, Lacroix. Won back by Man City. Eze gets it away, but only to Akanji. There's about 15 minutes left or so until half time. Gvardiol. Doku. Good pressing there by Palace. Really good pressing by Palace. Ball over. Haaland wins it, but it's cleared away by Palace with Kamada. And that's a free kick. I'm going to fill up my cup. I'm going to get a drink. I will be literally a minute. so sorry it's taken this long. Oh, oh, so sorry it's taken this long, guys. Um, that should not have been as long as it should have been. Um, but got some new stuff. Designer socks and some Ralph Lauren shorts. That's the YouTube adverse one. Yeah, don't worry, guys. In the chat, I did see the penalty. Shout! It wasn't a penalty for starters, and it was a good save by Hendo on that and the rebound from Haaland. So yeah, don't worry. I did see the penalty, but yeah, I think Palace has been the better side here, definitely. Oh, I forgot to bring me drinking. One sec. The one thing that I went down to do, forgot it. I did see the penalty. It weren't a penalty at all. It was never a penalty. Even the commentators were pretty much saying it. Um, and yeah, it was definitely not a penalty. But it was a good save. It was a good save from Henderson. And you can see how much it meant to Palace fans as well. I'm asking that, Josh, I'm asking the exact same question. Why did Haaland not take that penalty? Do not understand why. City are starting to build attacks. Don't get me wrong, Marmouche is a good penalty kick taker, but Haaland should have been on that 100%. It's about time City did score. Big up Jordan in the chat. Um, yes, I've literally got TikTok chat and I've got everything else chat on here as well. But hopefully, fingers crossed, I will line up the two. So for the next stream, hopefully, fingers crossed, you should still see TikTok messages on the multi-stream chat. Fingers crossed. Um, so yeah, if Haaland scores, I'll literally win £1,000. Feel targeted. Brilliant. I swear that City fan that was just on camera then looked like a 20-year-old, looked like a cross between a 20-year-old Noel Gallagher and someone from the Jonas Brothers on Disney Channel. That City fan literally looked like a double ganger of Mitchell Russo from Hannah Montana and a Jonas brother. Doku, Doku into Diaz. Ball over, and Haaland loses the ball again. Haaland ain't winning more duels today. He's not winning as many duels as we were expecting today. Babe, you don't need to tell me in the live chat that you text me. Honestly, it's fine. I can see it when I see it, babe. How do you even see that? City have started coming into it. City have started coming back into it in terms of getting more forward. But Palace have been brilliant defensively. I think 1-0 or 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline for Palace. But I think if they were to go into this second half with a clean sheet, I think that's a good start or a good building block for Crystal Palace. Been live for just over an hour and 21. So make sure we are liking, commenting, subscribing all over. Make sure you send your gifts. Send the presents. Please send the presents on TikTok. Be really appreciated if you did. And make sure you are subscribing to this community. We are now officially able to earn money through TikTok. Oh, what a save! What a save, Dean Henderson. And De Bruyne fluffs the second shot. Fantastic save from Dean Henderson again. If Palace win this FA Cup, Henderson is a big reason why they do that. Brilliant run by Doku, fantastic shot, and a fantastic save by the former United keeper. Of course, as usual with these live streams, we are going to take a break for the second half for a couple of minutes, few minutes, and then we'll come back to review the first half, get your thoughts, keep getting your chats and questions and etc., and then we'll go through second half. Go through ball here. He is onside, Matata. No, he's not. He is not onside at all. Nearly 4K likes on TikTok. Let's get it to 5 by the end of this half. We didn't quite reach 10, but I'll accept 5. Big up to everyone joining on TikTok. Big up to everyone watching on X, on Twitch, on YouTube. Manchester City losing again in a major. Mate, we can't say anything to Man City because they've won tons of major finals at the same time. So they're doing a lot better than Arsenal. They're doing a lot better than Chelsea. They're doing a lot better than United. A lot better than Tottenham. Make sure you keep pressing the share button, guys, on the live stream on TikTok, on the TikTok platform. So we are approaching stoppage time for the end of the first half soon. Does City have one last attack in them? Palace have cut it out. That's going to be a foul there. It's definitely a foul there. I think City's starting to lose their heads a bit now. I do generally think that City is starting to lose their heads a bit. Clear barge by De Bruyne. Yeah, Tottenham are not the biggest silverware cabinet members in England, but what I will say, Jordan, is I think that if anyone can beat United in the European final, it's Tottenham. I will say that. I think if anyone can beat them in the European final, it's Tottenham. And I will put it bluntly. Look at United. Look at Man United this season. If anyone can beat them in a final, it's Tottenham. Obviously, there's no English teams in the Champions League final. The Europa Conference League final, I could see Chelsea winning that. But then again, you never know. You never know. I think Real Betis could give them a good game. I think Anthony could be on fire that day. Really prove why he made the right decision. But we shall see. City, have got one last attack in them for the first half. Ball over again. Fantastic play there by, I think that's Richards, to keep that ball going out. Pranoy says, who do you support? I support Doncaster Rovers. They are a lower league team here in the UK. They're in the third tier now. It's so nice saying third tier rather than fourth tier. Third tier. We are the fourth tier champions this season. We're in the third tier, and we play in a 15,000 capacity stadium in one of the biggest cities in the country to not have a Premier League club. Cheers. Fairs. Hey, big up. Where are you watching from, Pranoy? Whereabouts are you watching from? I'd love to know. I'd love to know where people are watching from around the world, like which countries people are watching from. Anyone on TikTok, X, YouTube, Twitch, comment below where you're watching from, and I'll reply to you all before we sign off for the second half. For the second half. What do you think of Frimpong moving to Liverpool? I think that's a fantastic move. Someone like Frimpong with Conor Bradley behind him, I think that's the perfect sort of hole to fill when it comes to losing Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think it's perfect. Albania, you're watching from. Big up Albania. I have actually got a YouTube short coming from Albanian football in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that one. Pranoy's from London. Big up to the London crowd. That is half time. Liverpool, I say Liverpool. Crystal Palace 1-0 up. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes for the start of the second half. So I'll see you in a bit.
Visions of castles in the sky, where dreams are boundless, dancing with the stars. I'm free to fly, unchained, no limitations to abide.
we are here ready for the second half then, which will kick off in a few minutes. Um, yeah, I think Palace have been the better side overall for me. I would argue that they've been the better side. I think that they've been overall. I would say they've been the slightly more productive side. I think City came back into it somewhat uh, at times, but I don't know. There's parts of me that just thinks that City have lost a bit of edge today. I think Haaland's gone missing quite a few times. You're right. You're right, Jordan. On TikTok, Palace are a good team, and they've earned the right to be there. You look back at the penalty. Um, I don't think it was a penalty, but I also think Dean Henderson could have and maybe should have been sent off. I think he was very lucky to still be on that pitch when you look at the replay of the incident with Haaland. Are you a City fan or a Palace fan? I'm not either. I'm not. I don't support either club. Crown Edits. I'm a complete and utter neutral in this game. Uh, that is the club I support, the Mighty Rovers, um, who just won a league title. Um, I'm a complete neutral today. Um, we'll be doing loads of neutral watch-alongs in next season as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. Um, hopefully, the long-term vision with these watch-alongs is to try and take them on the road and try and do some on-location watch-alongs. But again, that's just for another day. But yeah, overall, like I said, I think Palace are probably the team I would say have been the better. Um, so yeah, I'd say Palace have been slightly on edge, or slightly over the edge in terms of the better team in that first half. Second half, I think, brings a completely different story potentially. I think City will bring a lot more energy into it, and I think Palace will try and play a bit more defensively in the second half at times. So we shall see. Obviously, we've had some big breaking news during that first half. Some big, massive transfer news, and that is that Frimpong is now here we go as a Liverpool player. We've also had some other action on today as well. The Bundesliga's been on. Freiburg has bottled Champions League football. Dortmund have slipped in. Of course, in terms of the final standings for Europe from that league, um, the Champions League will be Bayern Munich, who are the league champions, Bayer Leverkusen. Uh, you've also got Eintracht Frankfurt, and you've now got Borussia Dortmund. In the Europa League, it will be Freiburg, and it will also be the DFB Pokal Cup winner, which will be either Stuttgart or second division side Arminia Bielefeld. I think that's second or third division. And then in the Conference League, it will be Mainz, who will play European football for the first time in around 8 years. So yeah, so that's how it's going to work. That is how it'll work. What league are Arminia Bielefeld in? Are they in the second division or are they in the third? Oh wow. Okay, they are in the third division. Wow. Whereabouts are they in the table? So are they about to get promoted as well? In fact, no, they are champions. Okay. Oh, that's fine. So potentially you're looking at if Arminia Bielefeld win that Pokal final, they could be in the second division and in Europe, or in European qualification of some kind, as far as I'm aware. Let me bring up the tweet from Football Rankings again. See, this is what I like to do for my research for my shorts. I've got accounts like Football Rankings, the Sweeper podcast, um, European Football Express, Europe's Winless. That's a good account if you want to check that out. So 19 out of 36 clubs have secured their place in the Champions League so far. That is Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, Internazionale, Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona, Bayer Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Eintracht Frankfurt, PSV Eindhoven, Ajax, Napoli, Olympiacos, Slavia Praha, Marseille, Monaco, and Athletic Bilbao. And the complete Bundesliga is set. It'll be the cup winner out of Stuttgart and Frankfurt and Bielefeld, along with Freiburg in the Europa League stage, Munich, Leverkusen, Frankfurt, Dortmund in the Champions League stage, Mainz in the playoffs for the Europa Conference League. So there we go. So Mainz have confirmed their spot, and the potential playoff opponents, as it stands on coefficient ranking and on potential qualification, Rayo Vallecano of Spain, Maccabi Haifa of Israel, Omonia Nicosia from Cyprus, Jagiellonia Białystok in Poland, Slovenia's Celje, and Borac Banja Luka. What country is that club in? FK Borac Banja Luka in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Intriguing. Freiburg are the second team to confirm their spot in the league stage of the Europa League, with go-ahead Eagles winning the Dutch Cup. They'll be playing European football, of course, and then the Champions League is there as well. Leipzig will not be playing European football, I think, for the first time in years. Olimpia Ljubljana are in the Champions League qualifying rounds after winning the championship title in Slovenia. So interesting story there. Not seen that one yet, so that was nice to check out. Interesting. Interesting. So if Man City win the FA Cup today, the Europa Conference League spot goes to Forest, I think, pretty much. In fact, no, sorry. Excuse me. If City win the FA Cup, European qualification will go down to 8th place. And that will be Brentford at the minute. If Palace win the FA Cup, first trophy in 120 years, they'll be in Europe for the first time in history, and they'll be in Europe. And then Europe Conference League will just go to 7th place, which is Nottingham Forest. Favourite music band? That's a good question. Love The Weeknd. Brilliant band. Coldplay. Cinematic Genius. I love a good indie band. You see some of the indie bands that are on the soundtracks for FIFA games. In fact, I'll bring up a list of some of the best FIFA soundtracks, and I'll be able to recognise some of the bands that I've taken a bit of a liking to because of the FIFA songs. It's a weird one to materialise, but just stay with me on this one. Imagine Dragons. Love American Dragons anyway. Let's have a look. What other bands? I think Caesar's classic song "Jerk It Out." There's some other great indie songs on the FIFA playlist as well, from Banners, from Foster the People, the Royal Concept, Small Pools, other singles from Mike Snow, Tom Grennan, Walk the Moon, Rock Mafia produced some absolute bangers. So again, I kind of go along the indie band route in some regard because of FIFA, but I think Arctic Monkeys are probably a good one. Yeah, I think they're good. Big up to yourself, Coulter, in Albania. Like I said, I do have a video coming up on the YouTube Shorts over this next week or so. And it's actually to do with one of the most unique league formats I've ever seen in football history, and that is actually in Albania. So a bit of an insight there. Here we go, second half. Second half has kicked off. Will Palace hang on for 90 minutes, increase their lead, and win their first major trophy in over 100 years? Will they get European football for the first time in their history? And I'll tell you something now, and I will say this, I don't care who clips it up or whatever. If Palace win the trophy, they have had a better season than Arsenal and United and Tottenham. If Manchester City win the trophy, they will have had a better season than Arsenal, United, Tottenham. Ball in, all cleared away. Doku! Cleared away again. Could I have spoken a bit too soon there with Palace? I hope not. I kind of want them to win it, to be honest. And thinking, I think a City equaliser will put me on edge. And then if Palace win it 2-1, prediction spot on. Brilliant play there by Mateta, involving Tyreek Mitchell, looking for the ball back into Mateta, but he kind of just gave up on it slightly. Everyone's better than Arsenal, says Jordan on TikTok. Come on, guys, share the stream about. If you're new here, share this stream. Keep spamming the likes on TikTok. We're at 4.1k on the likes. Let's keep spamming. City looking to put the ball into the box. Well cleared by, I think it was Richards. Savinho back to Diaz. Good play there from Gundogan. O'Reilly over the top for Haaland. Well defended there by Palace. Lacroix at the heart of that defending. Good ball in there for that effort. Haaland was there, but so was Chris Richards. Fantastic there by Chris. Everybody doesn't hate Chris. Everyone loves Chris. Chris Richards, that is. It's a goal kick for Palace on that one. Good football there. And that's going to be a free kick there for Palace for the foul on Kamada. If there's anyone else in the chat, make sure you let me know where you're watching from as well. On TikTok, Twitch, X, YouTube. Let me know where you're watching from. Ball in. Edge of the box. Doku. It's wide. It's been a productive start by City. As expected, they've come out with a bit more energy. A bit more productive from Man City in the second half already. This is a true test of the Palace resolve. True test of Palace resolve. Big up to everyone that's joining on TikTok. Big up to everyone that's joining on Twitch, X, and YouTube. Make sure you keep sending me your chats, your questions, your comments. Let me know where you're watching the stream from. We've got viewers here from England. We've got viewers here from Albania. We are going to do more of these watch-alongs as well in the future, which I'm very excited about, by the way. It's going to be a throw for Palace, and it's going to be Chris Richards taking it. It's going to be a long one as well from Chris. Into the area. Well defended. Eze, good block. Oh, and it was shot straight into the face of his own teammate. Oh dear. And I think Eze knew it. Eze knew it. Eze knew it. It was just, and then smack. And then after that, just the rebound, Wharton, smack, straight off his teammate. That right there is called training target practice. Ah, that right there is target practice, my friend. And you just hit the damn jackpot. Okay. I quite like how the cup competition in Germany works. So basically, if you finish in the top if you finish in the top two, it's automatic qualification for the DFB Pokal Trophy as well as promotion to the second division. If you're in the third place, you qualify for the promotion playoffs and you also qualify for the Pokal. And fourth place qualifies you for the Pokal as well. So for next season's Pokal, champions of the third division are Arminia Bielefeld, Dynamo Dresden. You've got FC Saarbrücken, who I think were the underdogs against Bayern Munich a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken at all. Just have a look. Yeah, so a three league side, they beat Bayern Munich 2-1 in November 2023, and I actually watched that game. And it were pretty good. Um, and they went on to the semi-finals and they lost to a second division side. So they've qualified, and then Energy Cottbus. Do any of you remember that one? Do you guys remember that side? I think the last time they were in the Bundesliga, um, last time they were in the Bundesliga was 2007. Sorry, 2009. My apologies. 2009 was the last time they were in the first division, and then they played in the second Bundesliga, and then they returned to the third Liga, and in the 17-year stint in the top two divisions by 2014, sorry, and then sort of yo-yoed for the last few years between third division and fourth division. So, I mean, that's not a bad stat. That I remember playing FIFA 09 and having Energy A Cop Bus in the first division. Like, I remember that. Who else remembers FC Energy Cop Bus in the first division? Let me know. Let me know on all platforms. Thomas Tuchel's in the crowd today, seeing who fits in his side and where for the World Cup next year for the English players. Very happy with that appointment, by the way, for England head coach Thomas Tuchel. Don't pick favourites, plays good football, got over the line and won trophies. Perfect to take over from the Southgate foundations of the last, what, 8, 9 years nearly. Good play there from Gundogan. Here's Doku, edge of the area, play inside. That's terrible from De Bruyne. That's a terrible touch. Terrible touch. We are about 35 minutes from out of time, nearly. Ball over. It's cleared away. Back in again. I hope we win the World Cup, Jordan. I do hope we win the World Cup. But I think with a very dangerous Spain, with a France side that's looking pretty good, Brazil will come back into their own at some point. I think it's going to be a tough one. And away it goes by Palace. Yeah, for me, I think that England do have a chance of winning it, but I think that Spain have got a better chance of winning it. I think France will be up there. I think Spain's up there. I think England will be up there. I think Brazil have a chance. But again, they're not the Brazil of, what, 10 years ago, etc. Different kind of Brazil. Good play there from Doku. Good turn inside. Good defending there by Palace. And it's away for the corner. Make sure you keep sharing the stream, guys. Make sure you keep hitting the like button. We're nearly at 5k. Do you think Wirtz will go to City or to Liverpool? Do you want me to be honest with you? I think he'll go to Real Madrid or Bayern Munich if he goes anywhere. I think there's three destinations that not many English fans are talking about. Bayern Munich, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. I think Wirtz could go to either of those three clubs. I don't think he joins Liverpool. I don't think he joins City. I think he goes to Bayern Munich, Barcelona, or Real Madrid. I think it's one of those three. For me personally, anyway, I'm happy to be proved wrong. Anyone new in the chat, make sure you keep sending in your comments and questions. Make sure you keep liking. Make sure you keep subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. Make sure you go follow us on all the other platforms. TikTok, Twitch, X. If you haven't already. We're going to do more watch-alongs on these platforms, so make sure you look out for them. If you love the new scoreboard just up there, then make sure you let me know as well. Bayern Munich have already got Musiala and Madrid have Bellingham, so it doesn't make sense. Barcelona have got Olmo. Yeah, but thing is, with these clubs, they'll also strengthen in depth when need to. They'll also strengthen as much as possible. Even if they've got Musiala, Bellingham, Olmo, they'll still bring in another player of that quality to improve the depth, to make it further better. Throw in. Deflected. Left it. Ball in. Oh! Goal! 2-0! 2-0 Palace, Daniel Munoz. Wow. Wow. Crystal Palace. They're about to win their first trophy in over 100 years, aren't they? That fan's loving it. Come on, mate. He's loving it. He's loving life. Ortega's just got that look on his face like, what the hell just happened? And Munoz prays to the Lord above. He's helping him today. Is there an offside call in this? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. Perfectly onside. Perfectly onside. Here we go. Yeah, he's not even involved in the play, number 6. He's not even involved in the play. And neither's number 7 either. 2-0 Crystal Palace. 2-0. To the Eagles. Coulter says, thank God those blue scums won't win today for another trophy. Really nice chatting to you, by the way. No, I appreciate that, man. Please let me know in the comment section, Coulter. Please let me know about Albanian football in terms of like the Premier League and that league, if you know anything about it or anything like that. Because I'd love to understand it a bit more and why that league system is it is. City all around the referee here. They're still looking at this goal, by the way. They're still looking at this goal. There's a question of offside of whether it came off. Oh wow, it's been disallowed. Still 1-0. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Goal disallowed. And it did come off him. Wow, City got lucky there. City got lucky there. But if anything, that should whet the appetite of Crystal Palace to go for it even more And to get that second goal and get it in the back of the net and get the cup tied down. And a round of applause there from the Palace man. City's doctor's lost the plot. Manchester City doctor. Oh, here we go. Here we go. He's squaring up to Palace man here. See, it's not just managers that can get to war or players. It's the coaches and doctors as well. They can square up and have a go. Of course they can. Of course they can have a go. So Mark Guehi's gone off the pitch, seemingly injured. And Jefferson Lerma will come onto the field. To be honest, mate, didn't even know that we had a special system for our league. The league always gets really tight every year, but the football isn't that good. So you're basically Albania's answer to EFL League 2. You are basically League 2, but in another country. The league's tight every year, but the football ain't that good. You've just described TikTok, Twitch, X, YouTube. Comment down below if I'm lying. That basically describes League 2 football in this country. That basically describes fourth-tier football in this country. Tight as always, every year, but the football ain't that good. Even Jordan on TikTok says factos. Oh, mate. Honestly, you have just described EFL League 2, if it was in a different country, to a bloody T. I think some scores in Croatia have been finishing up as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, they have. Lokomotiva play Dinamo Zagreb later tonight. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 2 match days left. So if Dinamo Zagreb lose to Lokomotiva, who are, of course, in I mean they're safe from relegation anyway, but yeah. And then so if Zagreb beat Lokomotiva, they'll be on 64 points. Rijeka need to beat Hajduk Split tomorrow for them to be in the driving seat for the title going into the following Saturday. Of course, where Rijeka plays Slaven at home, Zagreb host Varazdin. So Rijeka just need to win their game and hope Zagreb drop points. Because if Rijeka win tomorrow and Zagreb lose today, Rijeka can snatch the title by tomorrow. That's how Croatia's going to work for their final day anyway. The Albanian League got won by a small town this season of only 1,000 people. Take a guess, mate. The Albanian Bromley. Oh, man. You've just basically described the Albanian Bromley or the Albanian Mousehole or something like that, or the Albanian Gainsborough or something like that. Brilliant. Albanian football's got a weird story, but I look forward to discovering more about Albanian football over the summer, heading into next season, and more about the format, about the leagues, and all of that good stuff. So big up to Albania, man. You've got some unique leagues. But the weird thing is, and I saw this story this past week, apparently the French Football Federation, or whichever football federation or groups in charge of Ligue 1, League One in France, there's reports they are looking to bring that format from Albania, which is the 4-team tournament at the end of the regular season, actually into French football. So the idea behind it is that you have French football finishing the regular season, and then the top 4 teams go into a straight knockout tournament, probably based on seeding in place of the table, to end up deciding the champion. So the fact that France are looking at this format is very interesting. Sam says that they can't hear me. Hang on. Hang on. I can. Okay, you can hear me now. That's good. That's good. That's good. Brilliant. Perfect. Yellow card there. Yeah, clear jag by Nico O'Reilly. Make sure you keep liking the stream, guys, on TikTok, on YouTube, on X, on Twitch. Sam's just become the #2 gifter badge. Brilliant. Fantastic. Make sure you keep spamming the hearts on TikTok. We're on 4.2k. We're nearly on 5k. Then we'll make it 10k if we need to. And if you are new on TikTok, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe on TikTok. Not just follow the page, subscribe to our community where you get extra content, you get extra benefits, you get stickers, you get gifts, everything like that. Make sure you do subscribe to TikTok because it helps me make this become a full-time career sooner. So please, the more people, the better. And Jordan's #1. Our national team ain't that bad. We took it all the way almost against Croatia and Italy. The league is pretty shite though. Didn't know that French football, but nice they're adopting that. Yeah, I think it's if that gets passed and that gets officially approved, that's interesting. I've started to see a few formats changing over the last few months. The Scottish Challenge Cup, that's changing its format. The KDV Evolution Trophy, I think it's called now, something like that. KDV. And they are bringing in like a league phase format, which I think is pretty good. I saw a controller light up on my screen. I don't know how the hell that worked. I don't know how did the screen how did the games console light up on my TikTok chat? That was a weird one. It must be a gaming ranking of some sort. That's what you call Farmers League. Yeah, but many people can say the Premier League's a money-driven Farmers League in a way. Many people could say that, but again, I could be wrong. Right, City coming forward. City need to find a goal and quickly. But yeah, I can't wait to discover more countries' leagues, some more unique countries' leagues. I'm starting to keep an eye on the Croatian results, keeping an eye on Albania's league's results. Who's in the list for centre backs, Chal? Guess it would mean Donny Rovers. In terms of centre backs that I would like to sign, if I was the manager, it would be Joe Redmond from St. Pat's. It'd be Caelan Casey on loan from West Ham, Luke Graham from Dundee, Connor O'Riordan on loan from Blackburn. I wouldn't be against getting Isaac Lee, the 20-year-old from non-league football, as a succession plan signing, like a long-term player. So there's a few names there. There's a few names that if we were pushing up for the championship in the future, I'd like to maybe have a look at in the future. People like Philip Kankar from Newcastle Jets in Australia. I do like the look of him as a centre back, but again, he's more of a high-end League One to Championship type centre back, so that's probably not realistic for where we are at the minute. That's more like if we're pushing towards Championship at that point. But yeah, I think there's some other great defenders on the list. In fact, actually, funnily enough, I will read you my full list of centre backs that I shortlisted, or should I say long listed. Joe Anderson from Sunderland, Matthew Baker from Newport County, Philip Kankar from Newcastle Jets, Caelan Casey from West Ham, Luke Graham from Dundee, Ross Graham from Dundee United, Cathal Heffernan on loan from Newcastle United, Brad Hills from Norwich, Isaac Lee from Flint Town United in non-league, Sainan Mullen, who's an Irish centre-back on loan from Torino, Stefan Negru from Oxford, who is on loan at Salford this season, O'Riordan, Redmond, Jake Rooney from Derby would be brilliant if we could. George Stanger from Man United, Jonathan Tomkinson from Norwich has been on loan at Bradford in the past, and Ed Turns. So they're the centre backs I've got on my list. Another Heffernan, yeah. Do you think Liverpool can win the treble next season? Um, if I'm being honest with you, no. If you want me to give you my predictions for the big competitions potentially, in terms of English clubs competing in it, I think Premier League will be either Liverpool or City. I think the FA Cup, I've got a feeling, and this is just a feeling, it'll be Newcastle or or Chelsea. And I think the Carabao Cup will either be Liverpool or Man City. I think Liverpool could be on for a double, but I don't think they'll be on for a treble. Me personally, anyway. Don't get me wrong, if Liverpool won a treble next season, it didn't need only slot five phase, it just needed two. And he's won at least a trophy in each phase. If you think about it. If he ends up doing a double or a treble next season. Getting battered by Palace is not a good sign there, mate. No, you know what? I agree with you. I think that City had a spell where, at the start of the second half where they were productive, they were on the front foot, they came back into it, and they've not looked good. But the main thing I will say, mate, is don't rule out Man City next season because this is still this season. They're still going to bring in players that is going to improve that side. They're still going to bring in players to improve that team over the summer, and they're still going to spend big bucks. Because for one thing, they've still got Rodri to come back fully next season. They've got to replace Kevin De Bruyne. They've got some of their January signings to give more time to bed in. And they're going to, I mean, like I said, the reports are looking at Florian Wirtz. Who else are they looking at? Who else are Man City looking at? Let's have a look at some of the players that they're looking at the minute. I'll use Transfer Market as a guide, shall we say, and look at some of the big rumours or some of the most likely rumours. Rumours about arrivals Manchester City via Transfer Market. Okay, there's nothing really on there. Obviously departures. We know De Bruyne is on there. Rumours of Aston Villa, rumours of Liverpool, rumours of Saudi. Roger to Real Madrid was a rumour that came up as well. Man City rumoured signings. Latest Man City news and transfer rumours. I know you can't take rumours so seriously, so take it with a pinch of salt. So Liverpool aren't working on Florian Wirtz, according to Sky Sports a few days ago. Wednesday morning, City were apparently given permission to speak to Florian Wirtz, so he could be a signing. He could be a signing. The indications, though, appear that he wants to remain in Germany, either staying at Munich, staying at Leverkusen, or moving to Bayern Munich. So that's the situation with Florian Wirtz. He wants to stay in Germany. The indications are that he wants to stay in Germany and either go to Munich or stay at Leverkusen. But he also has been open to speak to City, or seems to be open to speaking to City. But they've also made contact with AC Milan in Reinders. So Reinders is a possibility to come in. I do like the new City home kit for next season, though. I do think that's a good kit. Napoli sporting director refused to be drawn on the linking De Bruyne. I think De Bruyne to Napoli would be a fantastic transfer. I think that'd be a brilliant move. So yeah, I think Wirtz is an option. I think that Reinders is an option. De Bruyne to Napoli on the out could be good. I think an Alvarez and now Frimpong, and if we possibly get Wirtz, can definitely have a big advantage in the league. Yeah, absolutely. Also, big up to you. Really cool what you have going on here. Cheers, mate. I really do appreciate that. If you know anyone in Albania, if you know any people in Albania ever, as many people as possible in Albania, send them the link to this channel on Twitch, TikTok, X, YouTube, all the links. Send them over to as many people as you know. Let's get as many people around the world as possible watching this channel. Let's make this one of the biggest channels on YouTube. That's the goal, obviously. That's the end goal. Making this one of the biggest platforms on YouTube and one of the biggest platforms on social media. Because I do want to do this full time. And the more people subscribe to TikTok, the more people subscribe to the channel, get it monetized, the more people make this a full-time career. And that's that'd be the best present in the world. Big Al on TikTok says not fancy a Heat Quay and Wilkes double freebie for Wednesday. No, to be honest with you, I think Malik Wilkes, let us have the memories of Malik Wilkes in the past and just move on. Look at new names. Look at different names. Heat Quay, I think he's too old and I think he's too injury prone. But there's also been rumours that he's been arriving at MK Dons. So again, we'll see what happens. I'd seen hints and rumours and speculation that he could be going to MK Dons. What's an easy career then? Liverpool have had it easy this season. I'd agree with that, Jordan. I think I'd agree with that because at the end of the day, Arsenal are barely challenged. City have fallen off this season. Chelsea haven't challenged. Newcastle have could just come back into the top four race. Forest have dropped out of the top four race and are now just fighting to keep on to sixth. I think it's been easy for Liverpool this year. I think it's been really easy for Liverpool this year, and they've just hit form at the right time, and they've been consistent at the right time. Man United's looking not to be relegated. Facts. If the three relegated teams weren't as bad as they were, they'd be down there. Up the iron, says Danny Whitehead. Up the iron. And Man City not playing good this season. Yeah, I think they've been way too inconsistent. Let's have a look, because I swear the playoff finals are on today as well in non-league, if I'm not mistaken. If I am not mistaken. Or are they tomorrow? I think they're tomorrow. Yeah, no, they're tomorrow. My apologies. They are tomorrow. Sorry, my apologies. It is tomorrow. Yeah, Scotty tomorrow, and also Boreham Wood against Maidstone United in the South final as well. Mateta's come off the pitch. Well done to Jean-Philippe Mateta. On comes Eddie Nketiah. The fact that Matt Turner, Eddie Nketiah, are about to potentially lift a trophy before the rest of Arsenal that are still there now. Who's had the better season? Playoff final, love it. Good luck to Scunthorpe, by the way. I do hope you go up because it's nothing I've got against Chester at all. Nothing I've got against Chester at all. With Andy Butler being ex-Rovers, I'd like to see him get a promotion in his CV because obviously Butler was our caretaker manager when Moore left for Sheffield Wednesday around March time in 2021, and obviously we were left a state at that point. So yeah, I'd like to see Andy Butler get that spell, get that promotion, and get that under his belt as a manager because I do think he deserves a shot as a manager. I think he had a lot of potential. It was just too soon for us. Can't play 2 games at Wembley, Chal. No one in the Premier League. Yep. Hi, Chal says Tom. Rumsey on YouTube says, how can Tuchel not pick Henderson now? No debate. See, the thing is, for me, Henderson's part of an Ajax side that just bottled a title race to PSV, ready for the final day. Henderson's had some good performances for Ajax, but again, I don't think Henderson gets back into the England squad. I don't think he does. Even the Manchester derby has been boring. Mate, that 0-0 in the Manchester derby was absolutely diabolical. That much hype for that big a game, it was boring. Boring. That Manchester derby was boring as anything. De Bruyne. Foden. De Bruyne, good deflection there by Palace. That's a corner. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Hands down better than Pickford. Oh, I thought you meant. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I thought you meant Jordan Henderson. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Charles Stinker and Hooks. I thought you meant Jordan Henderson. Bloody hell. No, you know what? I'll give it to you there. I think Dean Henderson's got an absolute shot of being in the England squad for Tuchel. I think he's absolutely earning his place in that England squad. At the very least, second choice, pushing for first choice. But difference is Jordan Pickford's been brilliant for England. He's been brilliant for England. You think he's hands down better than Pickford? I think they're similar. I think they're similar goalkeepers. But I can see why you say Dean over Jordan. And I respect your opinion. Dean's your guy, and I get that. I do totally get that. Big up to everyone on TikTok. Big up to everyone on Twitch, X, and YouTube. Like I said, hopefully for the next stream, I will try and combine the chats together so we're not watching two separate screens, etc. Haaland could be through on goal here. Lifts it to Foden. Inside. Back out to Foden. Space for De Bruyne. And, oh, good save. Good defending from Palace on the second. One of the reasons Palace win this FA Cup is Dean frickin' Henderson. He has had the performance of his life today. I'm a United fan. Even back then, I never wanted to get rid of Henderson. We treated him poorly. Facts. Facts. I agree with you there, Rumsey. I agree with you. You're a United fan, so you know what I'm about to say. Some of the media with the Henderson De Gea debates back in the day, like it was affecting mentally their performances. You knew that, I knew that, we all knew that. And the media and the fan channels were having this constant debate back and forth of you're in the wrong, no, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. And it was debating different players, and it was affecting their mental strength going into performances. And if one didn't start, oh, we were right. If the other started, we were right. And then there was agendas against both keepers as well. If Henderson made a mistake, should have started De Gea. If De Gea made a mistake, should have started Henderson. And there was that whole back and forth. I'm so glad Dean's in a better place in terms of his football. I'm releasing a rock record with my band. The band is called Velvet Menage. So maybe we can make a collab. We're both properly famous, best room ever seen. Mate, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the love in the chat. If you've got anything music-wise, send it over. Send it over. My links are all in the channel on YouTube. My links are all there, including Instagram and any other platforms. Send it over, and yeah, please just send me it all over, and then we can definitely have a look. Saudi are after Onana. Hopefully, we give them to him. I will sit here right now. Rumsey, you can agree with me or disagree on this one. I think De Gea is a better keeper than Onana. And I know we just talked about Henderson De Gea debates and one's better than the other, this, that, the other, and I'm being a bit of a hypocrite here. But if you told me to pick between the two, I'd have picked De Gea over Onana. For me personally, I think Onana's too rash out from the back within distribution. I think De Gea is a bit more of a commanding goalkeeper. And I think De Gea half the time got let down by the defence in front of him. I think the defence for United is a bit stronger than it was. I think Maguire's put in better performances. I think Euro's still got a performance in him. I think De Ligt, when he's fit, is starting every week. Martinez has been off the pace. The fact that Maguire's been the best defender for United this season just says a lot. But I give credit to Maguire. He's been fantastic this season. Yeah, no doubt. So, like I said, we can debate this till the cows come home, but I think De Gea has been a better keeper than Onana, for me personally. And plus, De Gea's won more at Arsenal than at United than Onana. I hope Onana leaves, says Jordan on TikTok. Don't get me wrong, if Saudi want to bring Onana in, they can do what they want. What difficulties do you play in FIFA or EAFC? I go Ultimate. I started off as like semi-pro, going into like Legendary, but now I start playing Ultimate a lot more to kind of test myself consistently. And I'll let you into a secret. I don't actually play some of the newer games much anymore. I actually play some of the older FIFAs, and I've got the classic PSP right here. It's a bit rusty, a bit old, but I've still got it. Um, so I've got FIFA 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then here on my Xbox, I've got 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So I've got every single FIFA from 06 to 25, or SC from 06 to 25 on PSP or Xbox, which I'm quite glad about. um, Tottenham presumably lost Saturday, so another injury for Tottenham. If United don't win this Europa League final, they are absolutely embarrassing. It just rectifies their entire season. Dinamo Zagreb has kicked off. So for those of you who are new to the chat, Zagreb have to beat Lokomotiva, or Rijeka can win the title tomorrow if they beat Hajduk Split. Will Hughes replacing Adam Wharton. Wharton gets a standing ovation. He gets a clap from me as well. He's been brilliant today. 3 minutes until added time, until Palace are soon to be winners of the World Cup. World Cup? It kind of feels like a World Cup to Palace fans. To win the FA Cup, their first major trophy in 120 years, and their first foray into Europe in their history in European competition. In fact, let me give you a stat on the last time Crystal Palace had any history of Europe. So here we go. So they've had one brief venture into Europe, and this was the late 90s when they entered the third round of the Intertoto Cup, and they lost 4-0 on aggregate to Samsunspor from Turkey. That was their only spell in Europe. Their only spell. So this would be their first proper foray into Europe in their history, which is just mental. The fact they've come from two administrations in the late 90s to early thousands to where they are now, it's mind-boggling. Ops on Tom Anderson leaving, yeah, it's a massive shame, Darcy. I think that I'd like to have seen him get that extra year, get the testimonial, because he deserved it, but he goes to Shrewsbury, and he'll be playing League Two football week in, week out, so I can't deny he'll get opportunities there. Who should Donny sign this window? I will put the full recruitment video out in the next couple of weeks. But I'm thinking players like Luke Graham, Joe Redmond. I'd like to see us get that youngster from Arsenal on loan on the wing, Ismail Kabia. Because I think if you have Molyneux, you've got Gibson, get a winger in on loan and another winger on permanent if Hurst leaves as well permanently. You've got options there. I think midfield's pretty much done. You could look at bringing one more in if you're going to loan out Sam Brown, loan out Close, loan out Westbrook, but again, could be that. So I'd say 5 or 6 players, but I'll go into more detail on them in the recruitment video coming in the next week or so. Do you think Case will be sold from Liverpool? No, I don't think it will. Also, who was your favourite player growing up? So in terms of local player, in terms of local club player, Donny Rovers, it was always James Coppinger. I saw him play when he was a young player, came in from Exeter, of course, former Newcastle youth player, made one appearance in the Prem for Newcastle. And yeah, I just grew up with him for 20 odd years because he was it was a serial winner at Rovers. He won quite a bit with Rovers. So um, in fact, let me give you some of the achievements because obviously Premier League fans don't know much about the history of Donny Rovers. 10 minutes at a time, by the way. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You know. Let me give you a little thing here. So he's won 2 promotions from League One, a Football League trophy in our final against Bristol Rovers at Millennium Stadium. Wasn't at Wembley, so still being renovated at that point. I think we were the last final at the Millennium Stadium before the first one at the new Wembley. He won League Two Player of the Month in August 2016. He was in the Team of the Year for 16-17, Rovers Player of the Year for 17-18, and he won the Sir Tom Finney Award in his retirement year, 2021. And that's one of the highest honours in individual players at that level. Doku sliding there. Palace get it away, but not too far. Are they on for an equaliser? Nearly were. In terms of other players that I grew up on Wayne Rooney. Grew up on the beginning of Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, Suey, and all that. Tapping into the ISO speed in me. Obviously Messi in his younger days. I got to see some of the prime days of your Lampards. Oh, good shot, De Bruyne, just wide. So yeah, so I got to see some underrated ballers. Like there's some really good players that went under the radar back in the day. Nani. I thought Fernando Torres was a clinical striker. I thought Deco had his moments at Chelsea. Do you remember Carlos Puyol in defence? He was a brilliant player for Barcelona. Van der Sar. He was a goalkeeper, Edwin van der Sar. He was a brilliant goalkeeper. So yeah, Ryan Giggs, obviously. Paul Scholes. I remember as a kid seeing news stories of when the Glazers started protesting. Pretty entertaining stream. You're actually pretty good at keeping the rhythm 100 minutes. I'll follow the channel as much as I can. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. City were in there though. Good defending there by Hughes. Good defending there, Hughes. City coming forward again. De Bruyne. Sammy's predicting a 1-1 draw. City have started to come into it a bit more now. So I can see why you're predicting a 1-1 draw. But yeah, thank you very much, Culture. I appreciate that, mate. Really do appreciate it. Jordan says Ronaldo was a good player for Man United. He shouldn't leave. Well, he had Real Madrid after him. And let's not get it twisted. The year before he moved to Real Madrid, at the end of the day, he got chased by Real Madrid like the year before, but he obviously didn't move. He won the title again with United in the 08-09 season. And then he left for Real Madrid. Euphoric Trance predicting a shootout, a penalty shootout. Good game management there from Palace. Keep it in the corner. Keep it in the corner. But City have got it back. City pushing here. Savinho. Savinho? Yeah, it is. To Foden. Get in there, lads. Big up. City playing it about. Doku. Doku going through. Hughes gets it away. Smart there from Will Hughes. That's why the fans should be opening the clubs. Absolutely, absolutely. Remember when the United fans protested for the Glazers sell with the not for sale banner in 2005? Doku through, good save, cleared away, edge of the area. City trying to find a way through. Thank God somebody actually follows Albanian football. You know more than me, mate. F the Glazers, says Euphoric Chance. Yeah, there's a lot about that ownership that's just not been attractive, should we say, to every football fan. Euphoric, how are you feeling about the manager situation? Do you think that Amram should be sacked even if you win the Europa League against Tottenham this week? Or would you give Amram more time? I'd love to know your thoughts on it, mate, in the comment section. And that goes for any United fans watching. Let me know what your thoughts are. Keep him. Okay. I can see why, because Amram's not the big problem. Players the problem. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. And I do think the owners are the problem as well. I think they could do some stuff better. Look, take us for an example. Back in 2021, in fact, no, 2022, I think it was, some of our fans got together, put yellow and black scarves on, had banners that read black and gold until the club is sold, or whatever it was. And they were known as like the Netto Brigade. Donny fans in the chat will know who they are. The Netto Brigade, and we all know the old shop Netto in the UK, where it's like cheap prices, cheap products, etc. You know, it was a euphemism for the board spending on the cheap and not bringing in the quality to get ourselves up the table. We got relegated in 2022, and the fans after the first season in League Two were pushing for the chairman to go. They were protesting against the whole board, but the chairman was the main problem. And they were putting the banners up. They had red and white banners, black and gold banners. They had the whole lot. And the chairman was then removed as the chairman and then removed from the club entirely. And the proper chairman with the ambition stood in as chairman, and we're now back in League One. So yeah, we pushed our chairman out of the door. I don't know why it's taking United so long to push the Glazers out of the door, but I think because there's more money involved. That's probably why. Put Key in the dressing room. Who comes out alive can stay. United just turned into the Hunger Games. Right. Survive Roy Keane, and you're in the team next season. If you don't survive, you're at a new club. Listen, Euphoric, our manager turned around a year ago and said, anyone that doesn't want to win a league title next season, go and find a new club. And this year we've won the league title. That's ambition. That City fans gutted, but it's okay, mate. You're going to win the title. Don't worry. You'll win your next title at some point. Back in League One for a season? Nah, I don't agree with that on TikTok, mate. Not at all. Don't know why Premier League tickets are so expensive. Don't ask me, trust me. All the managers for United should have more time. I even thought Moy should have more time, to be honest with you, and that's controversial. I'm a Donny fan, but United should keep him. Yeah, I agree with that. When's your next stream, mate? Love to follow the next one from a Liverpool perspective. I wouldn't want Amram to stay because I was United fan. I would keep him. He has a lot of potential. I agree. I fully agree. Fully agree. Amram's not the problem for me. And if United bottle that final, you know who's going to get thrown under the bus by some of the players who threw other managers under the bus. You can just see it happening. Kagawa could have been massive. Shinji Kagawa was a baller on his day. He was an absolute baller on his day. I think injuries cost him, and I also think lack of game time on occasions cost him as well, if I'm being brutally honest. I think lack of game time on occasion and some of the injuries he had, I think cost him massively. Palace fans are getting ready to celebrate their first trophy in 120 years. It's coming. After all the hurt, after the two administrations in the 90s and early thousands, after the relegations, spending time in the Championship, spending time, I think, in League One as well. After all this time, for the first time, Crystal Palace are in Europe, and Crystal Palace have won The FA Cup. Wow. I'm so happy for every single Palace fan. I know Rich, I know all the guys from Eagle Eye Football, they're going to be buzzing with this. I'm going to message them as soon as the stream's over and say congratulations. They've done it. Those Crystal Palace players have had a better season than Arsenal. They've won a trophy. Pep Guardiola's fuming, and he's got every right to be, because City will come again and they will win trophies next season, probably. And I know that for a fact. This is the first season, I think, in at least a few. Oh, Guardiola. He's not even coming over. He's like, stay away from me. Guardiola, this is his first season, I think, in years that he's not won a trophy. He will try and win a trophy next season. See, Guardiola, look at the mentality of Guardiola. He's like, I'm not shaking hands with no one. No one. I'm shaking hands with no one, barring, I think, Olivier Glasner. That's it. But yeah, what a stream this has been. Across 4 different platforms. How amazing is that? Big up to every single person who's watched this. Big up to every single person who's reacted to this. Thank you all so much for the support. Crystal Palace have won the FA Cup by 1-0. And that, my friends, that is full time. See you later.